Building a superior body can get outrageously easy when you have the right systems, the right framework, and ultimately clarity when it comes to what does it actually take to dial in your mental, physical, and spiritual health to perform at a high level in all areas. What's up? Welcome back to the video or the podcast if you're listening to the podcast. My name is Josiah Novak, and if this is your first time here, well, welcome. I run a company called The True Transformation. You can check it out at thetruetransformation.com. And we help high achievers master their body and in the process master their mental and spiritual health in a very simple and streamlined process that we call the 3M system, surrounded by accountability, coaching, and community. This is an unstoppable force for guys who really want to take their power back, build their confidence, and ultimately feel, look, and perform their best. So I've been doing this for the better part of 20 years, became a PT, personal trainer, 2004, and I've worked with thousands of guys, low-cost programs, high-level coaching programs, in-person events, hands-on personal training. So my hope here is just to share some of the important lessons that I've learned helping others and in my own journey. I was 65 pounds overweight at one point, lost it all, gained it all back many times, finally have stayed healthy for the better part of the past 15 years. Anyway, building a superior body. What does that even mean, right? Well, to me, it means not just being physically healthy, but being mentally healthy too. It's hard to have one without the other, right? And we have to have an easy system because, look, I know it's hard to wrap our heads around this because I think a lot of us, especially those who went through trauma early on, we seek out hard stuff because we just don't believe that things are supposed to be easy, right? We think, oh man, if I want anything good in life, I gotta go through hell, right? And I have to beat myself into the ground. I got to be David Goggins. I got to run 40 miles to lose fat, right? And the answer is yes, there's going to be hard stuff, but it's probably not what you think. And it's okay to accept that fitness can be easy. All right. Fitness can be really, really simple. There will be times that are harder, but the right system, more times than not, will make things easy for you. So let's just start with the simple stuff, right? Number one is our daily system, our daily checklist. I love checklists. I think checklists are like how people should run their life, right? Because it's how the best companies in the world run their companies. It's how Apple runs their companies. Checklists are vital. So what's the checklist? Well, the checklist for us is called the 3M system: movement, muscle, meals. Those are the three things you got to get dialed in if you want to transform, right? And taking the no BS approach here, it doesn't require rocket science. In fact, I tell people all the time, look, if you just want to learn about calories and how to track, macros or how to lift weights, there's millions of books that can teach you that stuff, right? Don't waste a ton of money learning how to lift weights and do a bench press, right? There's so much out there. This is the easy part, right? The checklist part. So movement, muscle, meals is our 3M system. Movement, meaning you need to move more. So many people are sedentary. That does a terrible number, not just on your physical health, but on your mental well-being too. If you're attached to a desk, grinding it out all day, building a company or building a team, and you're answering emails and you're doing spreadsheets and you're doing phone calls and Zoom meetings all day long, sitting in your desk, you're driving to work, driving home, driving your kids to practice, driving here, sitting on the couch, watching Netflix, your brain needs cleansing, right? And the best way to cleanse your brain, go for a walk. Get outside, get some sunlight, even if it's cold, right? Get outside, get some fresh air. And also, by the way, movement burns more calories. Burns more calories than sitting at a desk. That is for sure. Sitting at a desk burns literally next to no calories outside of whatever it takes to keep you alive. But go for a walk and go for multiple walks. Go eat dinner or go eat lunch and then afterwards, go for a quick 5-minute walk. This movement starts to add up and a lot of things happen. Number one, you get crystal clear brain activity. You feel just more in control of your day. You feel more relaxed. You feel more at ease. And then, oh yeah, by the way, you burn more calories, so you lose body fat, which is amazing, right? So movement, number one. Muscle, number two. This is where we build our physique. This is where we strengthen our joints, our tendons, our ligaments, our muscle tissue. We hold on to muscle. We sculpt the body. Because everybody, I don't care what anybody says or what they say on the surface, everybody wants to look good. I mean, that's why we idolize people who look good, right? It's why superheroes are a thing. It's why models are a thing. It's why Instagram models nowadays are a thing, right? Where both men and women want to be physically attractive. This has gone on since the dawn of mankind. And the fastest way to improve how you look outside of eating the right way is lifting weights or doing something that revolves around resistance. Okay, so this could be body weight, this could be bands, TRX, dumbbells. There's really a laundry list of ways to hit your muscle, but you got to do it. Now, you don't need to do it every day. In fact, doing it every day would be counterproductive. You need recovery, you need rest. Most of our clients inside of our program, like the busy guys who have a lot going on with family, career, and all that stuff, they train anywhere from 3 to 4 days per week. Sometimes the guys who need it more from a mental perspective work out 5, 6 times a week, but it's not for long workouts, right? They're like 30-minute workouts, sometimes 15-minute workouts, occasionally a longer 45-minute workout. But the whole idea here is we have to take care of that system, our muscle system. Now, here's the cool part. You're also gonna get a lot of endorphins from training, right? You're gonna get a lot of healthy brain activity too from training where you feel better. There's a lot of hacks that we do with working out where you can combine working out with powerful things like listening to good music that boosts your mood, right? Listening to a podcast that inspires you. You don't have to just go lift and do nothing else. You can combine it with other really powerful habits. That's pillar number 2. Pillar number 3 is meals. And this is where everybody gets it so complicated. You know, they have to, or they make it too complicated. They have to cut all their carbs. They have to go keto. They have to do some weird, fasting diet for 3 days, like, cleansing. I'm not saying those things don't work at all. The real question though to ask yourself is like, how do I define works? Because when someone says it works, what does that even mean? Well, does it work for a day? Does it work for a year? Does it work for 3 days? Like, the answer I'm looking for is what can work from now till forever? Because that's what you're gonna need from your nutrition. Like, nutrition isn't going anywhere. Food's always gonna be a thing. It's not like, you're one day gonna wake up, you don't need food anymore. So nutrition has to be the most attention we pay. We have to pay attention to nutrition. Nutrition has to be a focal point for a lot of us because we just have more at bats with nutrition. We go to the gym 3 days a week. Some of us eat 3 times a day, so there's just more opportunities for us to fail and more opportunities, in other words, to succeed, right? So we have to really get the nutrition dialed in. That's why I simplify it. 2 things, total calories, protein. You get those 2 things right, I promise you, you'll be 99% of the way there. Now, do we need to be more detailed? Yeah, in some cases. Do we need to learn how to track calories? Do we need to learn how to master macros? Yes, but those lessons can be handled and learned in a week, right? And then you start applying those lessons and you can quickly become someone who does it on autopilot within 30 days, 60 days. And it just kind of falls into the background of your life. And all of a sudden it's not really complicated anymore and it feels really, really simple. So we have this foundation, right? And the key though is what do we surround it with? Because it's not enough to just go work out, walk, hit your calories, and not address the things that you're dealing with mentally. And this is where I think a community comes into play. I can tell you the times in my life where I've really struggled, I tend to isolate, right? I tend to be away from people. I tend to ignore people in my life that care about me. I tend to try to become the lone wolf and kind of figure it out on my own. And what this does is I become my own worst enemy. I become the person who's beating myself up mentally. I become irritable. I make bad decisions because, once again, I'm not my own best coach in a lot of cases. I write stories in my head. So we need to surround ourselves with people who want to see us succeed, and we need to lean into them for direction, for support, for accountability. This isn't to say you need to be a victim and you need your hand held and you need to be coddled, but you need someone else to kind of do the thinking for you in some cases, right? Kind of take the second set of eyes and apply it to your situation. And then surround yourself with people who are on a similar path. It's like, why do teams win a championship? Is it because one person's great and everybody else sucks? No. It's because everybody raises their standards. Teams come together. They achieve victory together. Even like the best sport in the world, which is the UFC. Fighting is great. The guys who win the fights are a product of their team. And not just the guys you see in their corner. Some of them might have like 4 coaches in their corner. What you don't see is back where they train, they have 50 guys that they work with who are all working towards a similar goal, who all want to see each other win, right? That's why these fighters come from these teams, and you're like, well, is the team their coaches? No, it's the coaches plus the other fighters that you never get to meet. who all support each other. And then the one fighter, yes, he goes out and he has to perform, but he's a product of his environment. He's not out in the wilderness training by himself, you know, isolating, no one around, and coming all of a sudden into the arena and being this amazing champion. He's surrounded by support all the time. And I think a lot of us who want to be champions in life, we just isolate. So we don't have the things needed to be champions. We need a team. We need accountability. Now, could you go out and join a gym where there's a great community and people are just so supportive? Yeah, I mean, it's just not easy to find. That's the hard part these days, right? Because everyone's a human being and we all making the same mistake. We're like, yep, I'm just going to go to the gym, put my headphones in, you know, tune everybody out. I can do this on my own. Who needs a coach? Who needs a trainer? That's for people who are weak-minded. Like, that's not me, right? And this is just your trauma coming back around. This is just you leaning into that identity of, oh, it has to be hard, has to be chaotic, it has to be difficult. What you're doing is you're setting yourself up to give yourself excuses for why you failed, right? It was too hard because that's how it's supposed to be. That's only for people who are elite. It's only for people who have crazy genetics. It's only for guys who are taking steroids. It's only for guys who have all the time in the world who don't have kids. Like, that's who gets the results, not me. No. I have all these built-in excuses, right? These are my safety nets. So when I fail, it's because I'm too busy. I don't have time to do this, right? So we're so used to life being chaotic. And so we lean into that. We create the chaos. We create the excuses so that we're more comfortable. What's really uncomfortable is investing in yourself and getting help and being around people who are doing it, right? Who have a crazier life than you, who have better results than you because they got help, right? And this is not a sales pitch for my program. I mean, heck, join my program, sure, right? Check out the links in the description. If you're called to join our program, great. We're not for everybody. But heck, if you're not gonna join mine, join someone else's, man, right? Like, go out and find a coach, find a community, find people who are in your corner. Don't join my program if I'm not the right guy for you, but do something to benefit your future, right? Invest in yourself. You know, people think, well, why do I have to invest in fitness? Isn't fitness so easy like you just said? I'll say, yeah, because I'm not asking you to invest in fitness. I'm asking you to invest in your mental, spiritual, and physical health, right? That's a big arena. That's not workouts. Don't go by just workouts. Make sure you have a mental game plan. Make sure you have a spiritual routine. Make sure you're leaning into the health practices that are holistic, right? Meditate a few minutes a day. Get better sleep, you know, study the religious teachings for what you believe in, right? You know, get mentors on the side of the spiritual realm, right? Like, get people who can help you discover why you have issues, like start to unpack who you are. Yeah, combine that with workouts, movement, better nutrition, get lean, like look good, feel better about yourself, take your shirt off and feel good about your body. But listen, I don't get abs so that I can flex my six-pack in the mirror. Like, I want to have abs so that I can feel good about me as a husband, feel good about me as a dad, and be a good example. Like, I don't want my kids to be like, oh yeah, my dad was this overweight guy who died of a heart attack when he was 68. That was my dad's dad, by the way. Died of a heart attack, overweight, 68 years old. 68 years old. I mean, my parents are almost 68 right now. That's like, holy crap. My dad's dad died when he was 68. My mom is almost 68 years old. Like, I'm gonna be 68 in a blink. I don't wanna die, right? And he was unhealthy. He didn't work out. He drank too much, ate too much, right? So my whole point is we can utilize fitness as a part of the equation, but the easy way to master a superior body is to lean into others. Get a system in place. Stop the guesswork. Stop chasing every shiny object. Stop starting over. That's the hard way of doing things, right? Giving up is the hard way. Quitting is the hard way. The easy way is just going, I'm not aiming for perfection. I'm aiming for 90%, 80% sometimes. Living in that 80 to 90% range most of the time. That's the easy way forward. That's how you master your body. Anyways, guys, I hope this video helped, giving you some different takes on fitness and how to approach your overall game plan when it comes to health. If you're just looking for a starting point, like action items, we have an action plan. You can go check it out, the 3M action plan. It gives you some starting to do, some checklists, if you will, on fitness, right? So movement, muscle, meals, we have a way to get started right now for free. You can go check out the guide, it's below in the description. But if you're called to get help, if you're like, hey man, You know, I'm a badass in my financial world. I'm great with my career. My kids are beautiful kids. My family's great. But I know that I'm not doing what I need to do. I need to get my health in order. I need to get my mental game dialed in. I need to raise my standards for how I operate. That's what the true transformation is all about, right? It's a safe haven. It's a sanctuary. You know, I say, listen, I'd rather be a warrior in a garden than a gardener in a war. And what I mean by that is our bodies, our health need to be cultivated, right? We need to clean them up. We need to take care of them. And we need to be savages around that taking care of ourselves arena. Otherwise, how are we supposed to take care of anybody else? If you can't fill up your own cup, how are you going to fill anybody else's up? So if you're called to that, the link to check this out is in the description below. Or if you're just here for the content and you love the video, like the video, let me know in the comments. Do you agree, disagree? What did I miss? What should I talk about next? Let me know. Life moves fast. Make it count. Talk to you in the next one. Peace.